So welcome class. So today we're going to be looking at designing a website using WordPress. So many of my students have not been privileged here to learn to do that, but I want to see how we can add that to what you take out of this class. Why WordPress? Why WordPress is because sometimes we have a client that wants his website done with a maximum time of 5 days. Just a guy, I need a website, can you do this thing for me? I just want this sharp my business. And they want to look at this. They want to look at how soon can I get over with this design? How soon can I get over with this design? So with that in mind, what do you have to do? WordPress. And again, before you can start thinking of designing the full application right from scratch, money-wise, you need to do what? You need to know what you are doing. So someone that's not willing to pay 2 million, 3 million, why should I stress myself writing code from scratch? Do you understand? Why should I go to that level to do all of that steps? So that's why it's best to know what WordPress. WordPress is easy. If you want the website of 200,000, why should I write code? Why should I start writing HTML5, getting a template, writing PHP? Why? When I can just use WordPress to work it out. So WordPress gives you that easiness to design a web application. So it's not a web application anymore, it's called website design. So web application has to do something that has to be relating with serious information collection. So now let's start. So to start, the first thing you need to do is what? Get XAMPP installed. Get what? XAMPP. So it means you must have your XAMPP running on your system. So you go to think Apache or whatever, download XAMPP. So once you have XAMPP installed, you can see my Apache and my SQL here. You start there. You can see the others are stopped. So you start Apache, then you start my SQL. So we're going to be looking at WordPress. I think I'm the best way to teach WordPress to set in this place. So clap for me now. So nobody has done that.
Select it.
So let's look at that. So the first thing we're going to do is what I told you. You see Apache, MySQL, FileZilla, Mercury, and Tomcat. People coming from Java, they're doing Java, GSM now, they know what is called Tomcat. So let's look at, I've said it before you start WordPress, you need to get XAMPP installed. So that Apache you see there is a local server. Because WordPress will never run without a server. So and to run a WordPress, you need a local server. So our Apache is our local server. You can see it's running at the port of 80.443. So it's running at the port of 80.443. You can change the port if you know what you are doing. If you are an abnormal person like me, then the normal port for every database is 33006. That is the port where MySQL always like to run. So you don't need to, even though you want to change the port of Apache, I will advise you, no matter what happens, don't change the port of MySQL. So leave the port. I won't even teach you how to change the port, so don't worry. So now, after you got that installed, the next thing you want to do is what? Go to WordPress.org. You navigate to WordPress.org. When you get to WordPress.org, then you try to download WordPress. You see? So let's go back to WordPress.org. Let's do this download and let's see. So go to WordPress.org. Yeah, from WordPress.org you see Get WordPress. So when you click on Get WordPress, so you scroll down, you can see from here download WordPress 5.6.1. You download that. Already I have that downloaded already on the system. So if I go to my downloads, you see I have under my compressed file, I have something called WordPress here. You can see this is WordPress 5.6. Oh, this is 5.6. Let's see my view. Medium. Let's see WordPress. Where is it? So I have WordPress. This is 5.6. So it means I'm not using the latest version. So what do I do? Let me just go back to WordPress.org and let's download this. You can see this is an update. Okay, I think I have this already. Add duplicate number file name. I have this already. So I think that's that. So why it is prompting out this is because you can see duplicate download link. It means that one I'm using is 5.6.1. So let's continue from there. So once you have that, go to that folder where you have WordPress. Now let's start. Do as I do. You see this WordPress folder. Where is it again? This is it, Abby. Now what you do is what you extract this like this. I click on it. You right click and you extract. You can see. You extract what? Files. So once you extract, my own is I've already extracted. I think it's somewhere here. See, this is it. So I've already extracted. Oh yeah, extract your WordPress. Let's see. Extract the WordPress. So I've already extract the one I was using. So once you extract it, you open it up. You see, then open again. So you cannot see all of this. Sure you get. So all this file is what we need. Those files are what? They are what we need. So let me go back so you can have a better view of what I did. If you go to this WordPress, after you've extracted it, under compressed, you can see I've extracted it here. You have something like a folder like this. Once you extract, then open this folder, you see WordPress again. Open this folder, you now see all of this content. You have WP admin, WP content, WP include, index.php, you have license or text, readme.html, all of these files here. So we copy all of those files out. So the next thing after you download WordPress and you've seen all of this file, we want to now do what? Configure WordPress with our what? Database. Configuring what? WordPress with our what? Database. It means we need to set a connection between our WordPress and our what? Our XAMPP. Remember when we were doing HTML and CSS, we need to configure our HTML and CSS together using what? A link. In the same way in WordPress. So we need to what? Do configuration so that, because I told us that we need a server to run our WordPress file. That is why we're going to be using Apache. So we need to configure Apache, which is our localhost. What do I call it? Localhost. We need to configure our localhost directly with our WordPress. So you understand? So now the next thing we have is configuring WordPress with what? With XAMPP. So that's the next thing we want to look at. So let's get ahead. All I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all of this content, Abby. I'm going to copy them. I'm going to copy. So I'll go now navigate to my local disk. So you can see here. Now go to your local disk. If you get to your local disk, you'll see a folder called XAMPP. Are we there? Navigate to your local disk and you see a folder called XAMPP. I've not done any magic. Navigate to your local disk, you see a folder called XAMPP. Now, if you see a folder called XAMPP, are you there? You see a folder called XAMPP. So once you get to XAMPP, then open XAMPP. Double click on XAMPP, you see a particular folder called htdocs. What do I call it? htdocs. Double click on htdocs. So in this htdocs, this is where you put your work folder. What do I call it? Your work folder. Any folder you want to display. Remember at the beginning of our HTML5 class, I told us what is the website. I said the website is the what? It's a collection of 2 or more web pages that is what deployed to the World Wide Web. Because we are on a local server and what we need a server to run. So it means this XAMPP is our local server. It's our World Wide Web. That's what it means. It means the XAMPP you just downloaded and install is your World Wide Web. Because it's a local what? Server. So all we need to do now is in that World Wide Web, inside the htdocs is where we put our web folder. Since we say what the website is a folder that contains 2 or more web pages. So we need to put all of those things we downloaded, copy out of that WordPress folder into this place. But we don't just dump it here, we put it in another folder. Are you with me, guys? That folder we now want to call it will be our website. Now look into your mind, which website do you want to design? What's the name of your website? Now let's say this is a HTML5 class. Let's call the folder what? HTML5 class. So inside this place now, I will create a folder, create a new folder called what? HTML5 class. Abby? Inside this HTML5 class, I will open it. Then I will now paste all those folders I copied. Remember, I copied some things, some items there from WordPress. So I will now paste it here. If you have any questions pertaining that, you can ask now. Now, it's almost done copying. So congratulations to us, it's done copy. If you look at it, everything you have here is what? PHP. That's why I say, if you are doing PHP, WordPress is what is a PHP site. So if you don't know PHP, you have some slight issues you want to modify. But because WordPress is developed using what? PHP. So now let's continue. After we have done this, that's the first step. If you look now, because inside our HT docs, we have a folder called what? HTML5 class. And inside the HTML5 class, we have all of this. So the next thing to do now is to edit a particular folder, a particular file called, you can see, you see something called wp-config-sample.php. Locate that file. Did you see that file? Did you see that file? This file here, wp-config-sample.php. Have you seen that file? So open that file. Open it with your text editor, maybe your Visual Studio Code. Just do like click on it like this. I click and say open with what? Code. So you should come here now. Change it. So now we want to do configuration. You can see, you see what you see there, .php. So it is a PHP website. So you don't need to change anything there until I ask you to. So what you need to do is, let's come to some particular files here. You can see database name. It means we must have created what? A database. Now let's create a database. So let's go back to our what? Our browser. From this browser, type something. Firstly, we want to know if our XAMPP is working and if we can create a database. How do we create a database? If you don't know this before, please listen very carefully. Leave your system and listen very carefully. The first thing we want to do is, because if you start XAMPP, and XAMPP is working on a particular IP address called 127.0.0.1. That is the local address. You know, if you want to type anything now, you go www.clinicalclinical.com. So, but for example, that's why we say it's a local what? Server. So you do what? 127.0.0.1. So on your local browser, type 127.0.0.1 and press enter key. What do you get? You get XAMPP Apache Miami. So it means our local server is working. 127.0.0.1. Go to your browser, type 127.0.0.1. Are we there? Is it working? So after we come here, click on what? PHP MyAdmin. So it's under PHP MyAdmin, you can give to what? To create your what? The database. But locally, I don't need to go through all this stress. I will just pass the direct URL 127.0.0.1/PHP MyAdmin. If you look at that, what you have. It's not what you have. So what you do now is what? To locale it 127.0.0.1/PHP MyAdmin. Or in another way, if I do it this way, instead of putting the 127, that can convince you. We change it to what? Localhost. Localhost / what? PHP MyAdmin. You get the same thing. So the 127.0.0.1 is your local host. So that I just give you the IP address so you can know what is IP address. So but normally if you use localhost, it will work. Localhost will take you to the first page. Then if you want to go to here, you just put what? Localhost / what? PHP MyAdmin. Now let's create a table. You have to have it designed, the website for what? HTML5 class. Now let's just come here and create a table. You see new, click on new. Then you come here and give it a name. You call what? HTML5. Then click on what? Create. Who is there? And then you can see, if you look at this sidebar, I have HTML5 here. It means I've successfully what? Created that what? Database. So after you've done that, now leave it and come back to here. What is it requesting for here? It's requesting for what? The database name. So what's your database name now? HTML5. You come in here and put what? HTML5. Now let's go back. We need the what? Database user. The database user is always root, but let's find out. If you come here, you see database is what HTML5. The server is what 127.0.0.1. But normally the username for the database is what root. I don't have time to explain why we got there and why that is that now. So, but let's just do this. Let's change this one to what root. What do I call it? And the password is nothing. Just move this password here and leave it like that. So you see, the database host is what? Localhost. Once you have done with this simple changes that I have made here, now click on File and save as, not save, save as. Now call this settings.php. Settings. Already it has PHP here for you. You don't put PHP again. Just save it as what? Settings. Settings. Are we there? You don't need to do anything here. Once you've done that, just leave it. Go and do this one. Just create the name and leave it. I don't have to create a table. The only thing I have to do is what? Create the database. So just save it as what? Settings. Then click on save. So you see, that's what. You don't need to do anything. Just change this database name to what? The database we have created. And what? Change this user to what? Root. And change this password to what? Nothing. And it's nothing inside. Leave it that way. And save as, not save. Save as settings. The name will be what? Settings. So with that, if you've done that, if you come back to our folder, what do you see here? You see something here. What do you see? Settings. Are we there? Are we there? Now, you go to your browser. After you've done that, type what? Localhost. But don't forget that localhost is the same thing as your 127.0.0.1. Now, just say slash. What's the name of your browser? Your folder that you created inside HTML. It's called HTML5. Now type HTML5. That's what will happen. You said what? Not found. I think I have HTML5 class. The folder I have is HTML5 class. I'm recording now. What's wrong with this guy? He's in here. So you can see now, we should be here right now. HTML5 class. Are you here? Are you here? The yours is loading. Now select English. The language is English. Select English and come to what? Continue. You can see. You see database name. Everything is correct here. Then click on what? Let's go. You should be here right now. Who is here? Who is here? Now, if you are here, now this WordPress name is your database name. What is the database name I've created? HTML5. Put HTML5. They must be the same thing with what you put in that configuration setting. So all we are doing here is what we are doing now is what? Set up HTML5. Now what is our username? Our username is what? Root. Our password is what? Nothing. Then our database host is what? Localhost. Then click on what? Submit. So you see, once you click on submit, you should have something called run installation. Who is there now? If those information you put, they are incorrect, you have error. Are we here? Once you are here now, click on what? Run the installation. Now WordPress will now install. You know that all those tables, WordPress will now automatically put information in those tables for you. Now, your site now. You are creating a website. Now, what is our site name? Our site name is what? HTML5 class. Abi? Now you can say site title. Put your site title now. We call it what? HTML5 class. So after that, let's put username because this thing need to be logging in. This is the back end of your WordPress application. You always need a login, so it's where you can edit. That is why you can see some website designer. They are the one that have the login. They call it back end login. So you must always have a back end login. So this is what the dashboard for back end login. You are setting the account. So now I'm going to create a username. My username is always updated, and my password I will remove this one.
I said you have to log into WordPress.
Yes, you always have to log into WordPress. So fill your information, but don't forget this username and password. You forget you on your own. I'm going to put my email here. Then after I'm done with that, I'm going to click on what? Install WordPress. So what I'm trying to do now, I'm trying to install WordPress on that my server, inside that folder. So I will click on what? Install WordPress. It's going to take a while. You can see it is done. Now if I log in, you have to what? This is what normally, if anytime you go to localhost/html5 class /vp admin or vp login, it's going to bring you here. So localhost is your server, html5 is the folder you are working on. Then WP login is for you to have access to the backend where you go what? Design. So I'm going to put my username is what? Organism, and my password remains. Now when I press enter, kaboom, and username. It has done. So you see, this is our backend, our WordPress application. This is where we come as a user to design WordPress. So now I've not designed any page now. So if you want to see your website now, go to that URL, localhost/what. Now if you press 127.0.0.1/what html5 class. Let's see what we have. These are websites. Have you had any code? No, but we're creating code too, because we do configuration settings. So we don't need to start with designing. That is another class for another thing. So what we are doing today is what? Setting up our WordPress. So if you are here, clap for yourself. Any question?